everybody, and welcome back to Storytime with Stuffies
Christmas edition.
We are reading in the Jesus Storybook Bible. We are reading The Scary Sleepover,
Daniel and the Lion's Den.
and if you want to look this up in the Bible, it is found in Daniel 6. Things were not looking good for God's people. They had been captured and taken far from home, and now they were slaves of the king of Babylon. But God had not left his people. He was with them, and he was looking after them. Daniel loved God and obeyed him. Now God made Daniel able to understand lots of difficult things, so it wasn't long before the king of Babylon noticed him. King Darius liked how clever Daniel was, so he made Daniel his most important helper of all, and put him in charge of lots of helpers. But the other helpers didn't like this. They wanted the king to like them best. They wanted to get rid of Daniel, so they spied on Daniel. They tried to find things wrong with Daniel, things they could tell the king, but there weren't any. None at all. They couldn't find anything. Except there was just one thing. Every day, 3 times a day, without fail, no matter what, Daniel went to his room, closed the door, and prayed. They smiled to themselves. Let's go to the king and make a law. No one is allowed to pray to anyone except to the king. Daniel wouldn't obey this law, and he would be punished. They were pleased with themselves for being so clever and hurried off to tell the king. The king liked their idea. He didn't know they were tricking him. So he made it into a law. Everyone must pray only to me. If you don't, lions will have you for their dinner. Daniel heard this. He knew it was wrong to pray to anyone except God. He had to do what God said, whatever it cost him. So Daniel went to his room, closed the door, and prayed. That's just what the bad men knew Daniel would do, so they skipped straight off to tell the king. Oh, your most glittering highness, your law says, does it not, that everyone must pray to you alone, sire? Yes, said the king. Oh, magisterial brightness, then correct us if we're wrong, but it would seem that Daniel was praying to God, not you. The king was sad. He had been tricked. He didn't want to hurt Daniel, but he couldn't change his law, so he let the soldiers throw Daniel to the lions. May your God, who you love so much, rescue you, the king said. The king went back to his palace, but he did not sleep that night, not a wink. He tossed and turned around and turned until finally, at the first glimmer of dawn, he leaped out of bed and ran straight to the den. Daniel, has your God rescued you? Yes, Daniel shouted. God has sent an angel to close the lion's mouths, and there, resting his big head on Daniel's lap, was the biggest lion, purring like a little kitten. The king brought Daniel straight out of the den. Look, he said, Daniel doesn't even have a scratch. The king made a new law. Daniel's God is the true God, the God who rescues. Pray to him instead. God would keep on rescuing his people, and the time was coming when God would send another brave hero, like Daniel, who would love and do what God said, whatever it cost him, even if it meant he would die. Together they would pull off the greatest rescue the world has ever known. Ben! Why did the king of Babylon notice Daniel? Daniel!
What do you mean?
Why did he notice Daniel?
Because,
You, small girl in the purple. What?
Me?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to tell.
What?
It is because because God had saved him from the lions.
Now, what's your answer?
Because Daniel was smart.
What was so special about the relationship Daniel had with God?
Because Daniel never stopped praying to God or doing what God told him, no matter what.
Evil men plotted to harm him because
His name, Evil Man.
Daniel trusted God. He was safe. Do you think that God can protect you from harm?
The Bible says so. We have been promised that, and He has protected us thus far.
He took that from the library. I'm just kidding, actually. Don't come for us.
The glorious news!
Glorious news. Long ago, there was a beautiful lady named Mary chosen by God to be a part of a wonderful event. Mary did not know of this until one day God's angel came to her and see that because of a special love for her, she was to become the mother of a baby boy. This baby was to be a very special baby. He was born one night in a humble stable in the city of Bethlehem. No one knew of this wonderful baby until God's angel appeared that night to some shepherds in a nearby field and told them of the glorious news. And the angel said that the baby would be found lying in a manger. The sky was full of angels singing and praising God. When the angels had gone away, the shepherds hurried to find the baby. What was the special secret that God's angel and had told Mary about this baby, and what was the glorious news about his birth? It was that he was Jesus, the Son of God, who had come to save all people. In the days that followed, others came to see the baby Jesus, and all who came worshipped him and were thankful. The children loved baby Jesus because they knew he had come to watch over them. His birth was the greatest gift to all people. Today we celebrate Jesus' birthday on Christmas in worship and by giving thanks for his coming. It says watch an old video. It says watch an old video of ours. Christmas Advent.